if you were wondering what that was a recreation that just shows how strong Mechanic is at multitasking. Now, hey, that doesn't make sense. Well, you see, if your sentry's out there as well as you with your trusty shotgun, you're probably going to be really, really hard to deal with compared to the sentry and the Mechanic being stuck together all game. So you want to play Mechanic, huh? The one character that is super powerful but also just really useless at the same time. It all just depends on how good the enemy team is on dealing with sentries. Basically, you're a class pretty much 70% reliant on the sentry because of how if you can't tell me that Mechanic has a shotgun because there are so many other classes that are just much better with a shotgun. Speaking of which, I'm going to suppose that we all know how insane Mechanic is when it comes to defending, right?
Feeling like I gotta get away, better know that I don't and I won't ever stop, cause you know I gotta win every day. See, you really wanna pop me, just know that you will never flop me, and I know that I gotta be a little cocky, you ain't never gonna stop me, every time I come a nigga gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta flow, and then I gotta shut it, any little thing a nigga think he be doing, cause it doesn't matter, cause I'm gonna dead it, then I'm gonna murder everything and anything about a boom, about a bing, I gotta do a lot of things to make it clear to a couple niggas that I always win, and then I gotta get it again and again and again. And I be doing it to death, and now I move a little foul, nigga better call up rapping, everybody know my style, niggas know that I'm the best when it come to doing this, and I be banging on my chest, and I'm banging the east, and I'm banging in the west, and I kinda give you more, and I will never give you less, you will hear it in the street, and you can read it in the press, do you really wanna know what's next? Let's go, see where we on it, and we all up in the race, and you know we gotta go and try to keep up with the face, and we struggling and hustling and sitting and get it, and we go and gotta do it, take it to another place, gotta taste it, and I gotta grab it, and I gotta cut all through this traffic just to be in the top.
Well, my point here from that one long clip was that Mechanic on defense is like unless he's like alone without teammates. If he has teammates that are also reliable, he can make the sentry to support his team even more and, defend things like the control point while you let your good teammates spawn camp the enemy. Hey, honestly though, I gotta say, these sentries are insane though. They can grant people, or most obsessively, flankers the power of flight. And if the enemy team really cannot focus down the sentry because of all the other enemies attacking them, that means that, well, basically free wins if they cannot focus down your sentry. So basically the strategy usually for, especially the stock wrench, not a battle engine loadout, but like the normal engine loadout on, let's say, King of the Hill or attack/defend, especially on attack, you want to just sentry placement in general. You want to make the level 3 sentry back at spawn, place the level 1 teleporter to use later, take your level 3 sentry, and then put it in a cheeky location that is near a source of metal so that you can either build a dispenser near it or fix your sentry gun quickly if you happen to run out of ammo. And if the enemies don't make an effort to destroy it and it's in a good enough location that, let's say, covers the entire area around the control point, then, well, you're good to go, basically. You can just, build support buildings nearby and then let your sentry do all the work for the rest of the match. It's great, and it's simple. Unless, of course, they do actually make an effort to stop you and your level 3 sentry. Alright, so it's gonna be Torment, especially with this strategy of, making the level 3 sentry first, that moving it to the point, let's say, when the enemy team is literally captured the point already. It's like, playing offensive this way is just not that smart, because if you get found by that one scout chase you down to the end of the world, then you're basically screwed. Even if your sentry does make it, it's only going to be a slight annoyance if your team doesn't take advantage of it, because 3 enemies dead, how is it going to matter if there's 2 enemies left and your entire team is dead? You know what I mean? So honestly, using stock wrench isn't going to be the smartest play when, doing this strategy. Now you might say just now, that hey, what happened to the multitasking part? Well, the multitasking, it's still not offensive. The offensive one would be a different strategy. The multitasking I was talking about is when the mechanic is able to run around, let's say, keep the sentry by the intel to protect the intel, and then as the mechanic yourself with your shotgun, protect the base around you, so that they cannot group up and, let's say, attack the intel at once, so you can pick them off slowly one by one. Clearing out the pests out of your base. I mean, if you want to be really an overachiever with multitasking, then just play attack and defense at once. Two engineers who are bored as hell with just their shotguns, they can literally cap the intel with just the two of them. It's like, do not underestimate the mans with the shotguns, I guess? Speaking of defense, there is one very handy tool known as the Wrangler. The Wrangler basically makes it so that you have to manually control your sentry. However, that also means that you're going to have a shield up on your sentry that makes it take less damage, as well as, well, infinite range. So you're not going to get out-sniped by it. You're going to be sniping them with the sentry. Now, this is a really great offensive tool when you want to, like, choose which enemies to kill first, like the enemies you're actually worried about, as well as, making sure that your sentry doesn't kill the friendly sniper sitting in the corner. It's a pretty great tool. Alright, now we will move on to the offensive playstyles. Now, this weapon here, the Widowmaker, will give you back metal after spending 30 metal, and it will give you back the amount of metal that the damage you are able to do. So if you do 10 damage, you'll lose 20 metal because you shot 30 but you only got back 10. And then if you get 100 damage, then you would earn 70 because you used 30 but got 100 back. It's a pretty interesting metal management weapon, and if I'm gonna be honest, I honestly think this is a more offensive than a defensive weapon, and it's really great when you need just that little bit of metal to be added to your collection every time some people try and challenge you or something. Also, you can shoot infinitely if you can do enough damage every shot, so it's a pretty good weapon, honestly. Another great weapon for a offensive engineer playstyle would be the Gunslinger. It's basically a metal arm, an artificial metal arm that allows you to make tiny, highly replaceable sentries that are annoying to deal with and just stupidly strong for the speed that you're able to put it up in. Like normal sentries, although they're super powerful, they take a while to put up, right? Mini sentries, boom, they're down. Massive annoyance. And the thing is, if the mechanic can keep on getting kills and collecting those ammo boxes, then he can keep on putting them down infinitely, and it's just an infinite annoyance. So maybe you should kill the source of the mini sentries if you want the wave to stop. But either way, this is a great weapon to, when you're on the attacking side, so that you can put it up quickly and, replace it quickly so that you can keep on moving forward without having to put up your big sentry and put it down and wait for a few seconds every single time. So you've gone this far into the video, you've only scratched the surface of what mechanic can really and truly do and be. I have not talked about the things like the Frontier Justice, the Rescue Ranger, those other shotguns. I haven't talked about how stupidly broken the conventional is. I haven't talked about the other wrenches that have ever so slightly different playstyles. But in the end, you need to keep on practicing, you need to keep on playing the class and learn for yourself on what the weapons are like and what it feels like it. You need to keep on dying, you want to keep on learning from your mistakes, and you want to keep on just overall getting better at the character. So go out there, keep on practicing, and this is what it's like to learn to play mechanic. Alright, thanks for watching. So this video took way longer than it should have. Now, remember how, if you have been listening to these afterwards, how I said that, marksman videos pain in the pain in the butt to just record because my god did I get hunted down by so many people. So much for the fact that I just had to include that pyro chasing me down. And yes, he killed me a lot. And now mechanic was a different story, since so many situations where just without your team allowing you to be in a defensive position, like if you start off as a defensive position, mechanics like godlike, but when he has to start up from scratch, or let's say the enemy has captured a point, it's really hard for the mechanic to jump in on his own. He needs his teammates to be there. Now I know that medic is going to be even more of a pain because it 100% technically relies on teammates, so that's going to be hard. Anyways, Discord server for any time you want to just randomly chat with me or give me suggestions, fan art, whatever. Free video promotion to anyone else in my channel, I guess. So, yeah, thank you for watching. This was Now Studio speaking, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.